That at the back, they started sharing the coffee seeds, which we practicalize today. And as my Oga said, what is more important in this nursery establishment is sawdust. In as much as each and every one of us, we know that the importance of topsoil, but for this particular crop, we need sawdust in the ratio of 75 to 25%. That is to say, you need more of sawdust to enhance removal if you want to transfer the pre-germinated ones into the nursery bag. We thank our guy here that has, of course, that have not seen nursery bag is something, it's outside here. Because we are trying as much as possible to discourage the use of sachet water. People use sachet water to raise their seedlings, but it's not the best. What is proper is for us to use the nursery to just come out and see what we want to do. To prepare our vegetable beds is somehow high. I can see where water leaves have been planted. We are not strange. Those things are not strange to all of us here. So, having prepared your bed, you now go with the seed that you have soaked for 48 hours. Are you getting it? So you now come and
that's 2 days.
2 days. 2 days. 2 days will be enough for those things to have to have been ready to break dormancy if time permits. Yeah. Thank you very much. So you now come to the bed that you have already prepared. You make a line like this. And all of us, can we see it? Yes. You make a line like this. And why we are doing this is for you to create space. Let it be not up to one ruler. The distance 20 centimeters. Okay. You know, a ruler is about 30 centimeters. Yeah. So you just make it 20 centimeters apart.
Please, there's available sawdust now.
Okay. Sawdust. Okay.
Anybody can go and watch the video later too. Why don't you just put it so we just put it down?
So we want to mix. It normally.
Okay. 75% of sawdust, 25% of topsoil.
So that's 1 quarter.
Bowls of sawdust to 1 bowl of sand. That's the mixing order. The moment you mix it that way, you are good to go.
Yeah. Sorry, the essence of mixing it in that way is so that by the time the seed sprouts and you want to move it to the polythene bag, it will be easily removed. It will be easily removed.
Sawdust is loose.
Because sawdust is more loose than ordinary topsoil. But we have to water it properly.
You see, this is the example of nursery bag I was saying inside the hall. Okay. This one has been perforated. This is how it should be. It shouldn't be without perforation, without holes. Because if you do it like this, then there is high tendency for the seedlings to die. Because water will not. We are not there yet. Where we are now is how to prepare our pre-nursery. So maybe we can, as we have done something like this, you know, we have more of sawdust than the soil. So if you now do it the way I was,
we have to first of all water it properly.
It's not like this,
you have to water.
You know, it's because of you have to make it.
Have water.
You moisten it.
Let's all you know water.
We have to moisten it. Now be made on the already prepared medium. We can call this thing a medium.
Yeah.
Are we getting it now? And we now make the lines here and take our seeds. On those lines we have already prepared. There is no how you lay these things that it will not germinate. For the idea we have about some phototropism and whatever, you know, if you place it down, the rooting, the place that will come up will definitely
Find its way
up. So because we do not want us to go through the stress of you are looking ahead, you now begin to okay, this is where it should be in the ground. You now begin to place. How long will you do that? But naturally it will find it. The root will go down, the shoot will come up. Are we getting it? So you line it.
I think this water has come. Have you?
Well, I think it's all right.
Let's add more water. Okay. Let's make sure we water the whole of this place. So that
we have more sawdust now. We have more sawdust if we need more sawdust. So if we need more water, we can get more water now.
There's water.
Sir,
This is river basin now.
You already know that if you want to know it, you have to water it. So there's no need.
You do other local nurseries, and you know that you need to moisten it. The idea is the same.
Okay.
I think we have got the idea. You need a moistened environment. So once you have planted these things, remember we said we have to soak it for how many days? 2 days. After the 2 days, 42 hours, you already prepared nursery bed. You go there and
what is the essence of soaking?
Soaking so that it can break dormancy on time.
Let us share. I want us to be the same.
Oh, okay, sir. So I haven't done that.
What's the spacing of the seed? I think you said
The seed?
20
cm.
No, I mean,
No, it's not the seed. You cannot. It's the between rows.
Between rows is between one and the rows and the next.
Are you getting it, sir?
Between one line and the next line.
On the line. You know, we are still going to cover. You are not leaving the seeds exposed. We still need to cover them.
Okay.
You get it? So I haven't done all these things. Let's assume there is another line.
Yes.
There is another line, 20 centimeters. There is another line until you are through with what you have, the seed. So you now, it's either you still look for sawdust or you use the one that are here to cover it. You get it. Haven't done that, you still water it.
so
You wet it.
What's the thickness of the covering? Like 1 inch or just cover it lightly?
Just cover it lightly. Just cover it lightly. Just that you will not allow it to expose to. But it is still advisable, sir.
When the ridges are done, the furrow where you're going to plant, these are the furrows now.
Yes, these are the furrows.
So where you're going to plant, how deep between the ridge end and the furrow?
It's 12 millimeter.
12 mm.
Inside. It's not something that we go deep.
To be in the same page.
Yes. What we still advise, all these things is not that we have prepared our nursery bed under the direct influence of sun. It is expected that you have a shade.
Level of shade, yeah.
Are you getting it? It's expected that we practice this thing under a shade. And I haven't done that too. This thing is just like a tender. You need to manage, you need to take care of it very well. So if you have mulching material,
diffuse sunlight.
Yes.
If you have something like what you can use to mulch, to still place on top of it, so that it will conserve the moisture and it will still provide heat. The germination, you need all those factors for those things to come up. So after you must have done this, just be coming to check it, and it's expected that after 4 to 6 weeks, you begin to see them coming up. 4 to 6 weeks. So it's not like our usual cocoa that
takes longer.
Yes, it takes longer time before it will come up. So after it is come up, you allow it for another 2 months before it will be ready for you to take it to this thing. But it is important for us to still have to learn a lesson on this. Ensure that our nursery bags are well filled, so that when you are pouring water, it goes down. So when you are preparing your nursery bags, make sure that your topsoil is full.
the bags.
What about the bottom constriction?
Sir?
The constriction down where the water can be controlled.
No, we have perforated it. It's already perforated.
Does this one not need
Sawdust. Since you don't need it again. You understand?
Because you will do more.
We are not removing it, but it is important. It is important that before you place, you bring them here, you allow this thing to be moist too.
Yes.
You soak it with water very well, so that when you are using a stick to make a hole, it will easily go down, and that pre-germinated seed. All of us, we know how we do our cocoa nursery now. You now place it here. Are we getting it, sir?
Yes, sir.
Maybe the people are behind. Are you getting what we are saying? Yes. So after you must have done this, place them still under the shade, because they are just like children. You need to take care of them very well before you take them to the place of permanent establishment.
So if I have a shade like this, please, can I do it under the shade?
Like
Yes.
that mango.
A shade like this?
Like that mango.
Just this thing will generate it will generate heat. You will know how we do cocoa.
Because I have another nursery which I did it under like this, and
You know how to make the direction, like some of us that visited our substation, you will see the nursery, the shade nets we have there. You see how we covered it.
Then which type of
roofing sheet.
Is it rubber? Is it plastic?
This will generate more heat.
You have to be very, very careful.
No, not everybody can have that kind of greenhouse. So
But what I am saying is palm frond. That is why I said most of us will still do our cocoa nursery, and we know how we use palm frond. Are we together?
Yes.
Are we together?
Yes.
Is it all right? No, it's okay. Oh, okay. So what we are trying to say is all of us will know how or where we place our how we establish our cocoa nursery. To provide shade, we look for palm fronds. And once the palm fronds are getting dried with what do? We still replace them.
You add. Or we add.
We add. Either you replace or you add.
The essence
is to
sunlight.
so that the presence of the intensity of the sun will not kill your coffee. Now we are not talking of cocoa now. And the side of your nursery, it is good again for you to prevent the direct impact of sun,
especially at the initial stage.
You understand? You see what we did in our substation there. We surrounded that place with a lot of things to reduce the impact of sunlight on our crops. So after we must have done that, you keep them separately. The advantage of pre-germination of our coffee is it will enable you to know how many the number. You get it. But if you do direct sowing, some of those things will die off, and the resources are already wasted. First of all, you spent money to fill your polythene. Are you getting it? Yes. You spent money to water it, and you still spent energy. Or if you are not there, you pay some people to plant for you. If we have done it like this, it will enable you to know the number of thank you, sir, successful seedlings you get there. So you now leave your nursery, the seedlings, you leave them for another 4 months before you now be relatively comfortable that I can carry these things to the field. Note one thing, and that thing is, by the time you are thinking in the next 1 month, I'm taking my seedlings to the field, we need to do what we call hardening to prepare them for the state on the field. You know, what you have done initially is a controlled environment, but you are going to expose it to the real environment. So you have to prepare it, and that is where some of those things you use to shade them. Are you getting it? By the time it is now that 4 months completed, you carry them, they are ready to withstand whatsoever they have, and the good agricultural practices must be ensured. You weed where you are taking them to make sure that they are weed free. Make sure that pests will not gain too much access. What are we talking about? Pests, you know, all these rodents. Try as much as possible so that they will not see those things and begin to eat them. You understand? I haven't done that. I think you are good to go. So I will not stop here. I will want my organs, if there are things they still need to add to what I have said. I want to appreciate you for your time.
So I have this question. While preparing that substrate, is there any
growth medium?
I'm a little bit like, how can we prevent insects, pests from destroying those seeds before they sprout?
Thank you. Ordinarily, you're supposed to use a controlled nursery shed. I think you understand now. What do I mean by controlled is that you cover the surroundings with net in such a way that insect like rodent will not be able to penetrate the something, so that so as not to go and damage it. So the best thing is that you make sure that you prevent the environment by covering the net. But because of the cost of the net, so many farmers do not want to go into that. But it's very necessary. This is that you have just mentioned. It can discourage somebody from establishing nursery. Somebody has told me about that before. That he has the experience. That one was even cocoa nursery. They did not allow the cocoa beans to germinate. If he saw it today, the following day, those animals will come and remove everything until the person gave up. So it's very, very advisable that if you want to set up your nursery like this, please, if you can calculate the money you can use to buy the net to cover the surroundings, it is better, so that pests like rodent and some other things will not be able to penetrate. It's better.
In addition, like the dust now. Yeah. This dust comes from a farm. Yeah. Or you don't know whether the farm is infected or not. Then you bring the dust out and you raise the nose. How can you treat the dust?
Okay. That's what I want to talk about. Fumigation. The source of your materials matter most. When you want to do a thing like this, go and get a clean sawdust, not the one that you have maybe you have already stored in a place for a longer period of time. Get a fresh one. Then your soil also, the source matters. Don't take soil from previously used soil samples, like a place that you have grown vegetables, grown pepper, no, get a virgin topsoil. Ma? Go look for virgin topsoil. What I mean by virgin topsoil is where you have not previously cropped. It's followed. Man, you come down.
What he's talking about, I don't understand. Maybe you make sure you don't have any microphone. I don't understand.
Yes, let me use the word follow. If you understand here, let me use the word follow and not virgin. If you can't get a virgin, yes, a place you have maybe for the past few years you have not used it, you can get a soil. Because what I'm saying that is this. There are some of the crops that you previously plant that harbors nematode. And nematode destroy roots. The moment you plant and the root is coming out, nematode will start feeding on it. And as nematode is feeding on it, there will be seedling failure.
So how do
Can
we
I share
deal
my
with the
experience?
nematode?
Can I share my experience?
Yes, sir.
At times, what we do on the nursery, at times there's a method we call solarization,
Yes.
whereby you can take this black leather, you put enough water, you cover the soil you are going to use for your nursery, and allow it for about 1 week. Once heat is hitting it, you realize it will reduce the amount of some of these other nematodes all that is going to do. Then for sawdust, because one of the challenge when I started doing, one of the challenges is that when you use only sawdust, you realize you have a lot of fungi, mushroom growing on it. So what I do, I put it in a bag and I boil it.
Okay.
Boil the sawdust.
You boil
Yeah,
it.
in a drum.
Yeah,
And you put it and you set fire there. And when you put it down, it's that sawdust you use now. And when you mix it with you, realize there's less incidence of mushroom to grow in there.
So are you now saying that we can like
just like the
spray
sawdust,
that-
I've used fungicide, soak it in fungicide, but most often some of those fungi. So like that back is there. You just put these short drums. You just put it there, put firewood. You leave it and boil it and later remove it. Just put stones under. That's suspend to the water.
That's all. If you get, let's say, a drum, you put water there. You put some weather stone or so to raise
it up
above the water level that is there.
Okay,
Then you load
the bag
in.
will not soak inside.
No, the bag will not soak inside. It's only the steam that is coming from the water that is boiling under.
Can we
That
assume that the mushroom is alternative livelihood?
is a fungi. It's a fungi. It's a fungi.
You are not sure of
You
know that
You know
this thing is not
even the tree that was sown, they brought it from the forest. And there are microorganisms all around it as they are doing it, so it's not 100% free from germs or diseases. So that method we take care of it, or you can use this carbofuran.
But
You can use.
they are not effective. When you
No, you mix it
a lot
with
of
the
fungi.
soil. No, carbofuran is not for fungi.
Okay,
It's just for nematode.
Okay, how about using hydrogen peroxide? Because 3% hydrogen peroxide can sterilize the entire.
How much
Do
hydrogen?
you know the effect on the?
3% comes in a small bottle.
No,
Sir,
it's
we
too small.
we
The
don't
amount of
encourage
the cost.
at that stage. We don't
It's
even
just about
encourage that.
For how many?
The best you can do is to do this, the sterilization using that drum, putting your sawdust, even the soil. You put the soil also.
Also inside that basin.
In our own place, we make use of the autoclave to sterilize the soil. But the same mechanism of the autoclave is still what you have with that drum. When you put your water in the drum, you raise above the water level, you put both your soil and the sawdust. You boil it. That heat alone will kill any microorganism.
In a drum, you make a false bottom.
Yes, thank you. That's with the stone to raise it above the water level. No, so that the water will not touch either the soil or the sawdust. It's only the steam that will sterilize the soil in the drum. But you cover. You make sure you cover the drum. If you don't cover it, the effect won't show.
When they feed
I'm sorry.
Hello, can we have one? Sorry, sir. Would actually be spacing
The
planting distance.
3 meters, just like.
It's just like your cocoa.
just like cocoa.
Yes.
3 meters between and within row.
Yes, the same planting distance with cocoa.
Does it grow big?
Yes.
Ordinarily, it's supposed to be a shrub.
But it's good.
But if you do not manage it well, you do not prune it, that if pruning, you do not prune it well, it can become a big tree.
Okay. Where you don't manage it well?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
It's ordinarily supposed to be a shrub. But if you don't prune it well, it can become a tree.
Just like tea. Also.
Just like tea.
You have to manage it at a table level where you can be plucking it. But if you allow it to grow wide, it can become a big tree.
A big tree too. That you are
so
looking
you
at.
control the growth.
Yes.
So what's the duration?
The gestation
Gestation
period.
period is just 3 years.
3 years.
By 3 years you start
Harvesting.
Harvesting.
Yes.
At the nursery stage, do we need fertilizer?
It depends on the type of soil you use. For instance, when you feel that this thing is not growing the way you want, or you want to buy time, maybe you don't have much time, then you want to take it to feed around May or June, and you know that around March, the height is still something questionable. You can use liquid fertilizer. To boost it,
the foliar fertilizer.
To boost it, we call it a booster, so that it will be able to grow to the normal size you want.
One more question, sir.
Yeah.
Some years back, we were encouraged to plant castor. Some people uprooted cassava, replaced with castor, and in the end, we didn't have people to buy it.
Nobody to buy?
Nobody to buy. Okay. Now, this one now you're introducing coffee. Assuming we decide now to go into it en masse, will there be people to uptake, people who will come and buy?
Okay, thank you. Number one thing, I will not advise you to go and uproot your cassava or put anything because you want to. You look for another land.
Okay.
Now, it's a pity that you are not at the lecture room yesterday at the hall. When you talk of petroleum, coffee is the next thing in terms of global market.
Because I hear what things are happening in Rwanda.
Okay, let me tell you, there are many people, they come to our office looking for coffee to process. We always tell them we don't have, because we contact most of our farmers, they don't have. Some people, the market is there. That's just the summary. The process, the problem is production. If you can produce, you get market. That's not the market is not the problem at all.
Okay, sorry. I think what the question really means, direct off taker. Like in cocoa, you have the factors that come to you. For this one, who is your direct off taker? Do you go to them or will they come to you?
Okay, sir. Let me tell you, sir. Said people are looking for it like anything. I think you understand. There are some coffee processing factories in Lagos. They couldn't get enough to buy in Nigeria. They have to go as far as to Cameroon and some neighboring countries to go and source for raw material, to go and source for coffee beans.
Are there local buying agents in the locality?
Yes, now there are.
For coffee, yes. They consume cocoa. They consume more of coffee than cocoa.
Exactly.
So when they consume cocoa that we are selling and celebrating, it is the children that are consuming it as chocolate drink. The adults consume coffee. So the same person who is buying your cocoa here, the Starlings, the tulips, they are ready. If your coffee is ready tomorrow, just call me. Call NEPC.
So the same local. This is a platform.
The same local. The same distribution channel.
Read what is there, sir.
Okay, so we need cocoa beans of 2,000 metric tons.
Is it cocoa beans or coffee? No, this is coffee. Is a mistake. Okay. We need coffee bean.
Okay.
200 metric tons per annum.
This is sorry.
You have it. Local.
The point is that we've not heard anybody asking of you have coffee.
You don't have it here. That is why you don't see.
What's in the bush?
And who are in this area? Let's identify them. You understand? Like whoever, those people that want 200 metric tons, those are not people we are talking about. There are aggregators that will come and collect from your 1 hectare and bring it together in one place and give that 200 metric tons. So if there is a structure like that, or if there are specific people like that, or if there is a mini association like that, that is what we are asking.
Yes, sir. Okay. Most often, I know about 6 of us, which most often people contact us from Lagos and those who are exporting. So definitely most of the coffee we give to them is coming from Cameroon. So but it's a business that the same factors and LBAs, when we start having the products here, definitely they are going to generate. Now, why is it that we are just few of us? Because most of us are those of us who have links with Cameroon. We can talk with them because when it comes, it's a little bit more complicated. The traceability for cocoa, for coffee, is even more intense than cocoa. Because we'll collect the sample, we send it, they will go analyze it to know precisely where it's coming from and the quality. There are different qualities. So definitely, you have to be able to have your network of people who you know they are going to get that same direct aspect, so that when they go for that test and they want that specific people, because not every time they are going to be running tests, but definitely with time we are going to build. By the time you people start having those farms, and we are sure of that your farm, And once they test it, it's what they want. Definitely, we are going to pick it up.
So he's an aggregator. He has just told you he's an aggregator.
That's one of the
So we are
buyers.
going to. He's going to start relating with your cluster. Start from him.
Definitely. Now I just told them
This
that we
is-
should send a list for those. Yes, all of us can come to this training.
Yes.
But who
How
and
many of
who
us
wants to
will
be
take it
farmer?
up?
So one those who wants to be farmer will indicate it. If you have land, good and fine. I just spoke with Mr. Ayo that we should send a list, the number, the contact, because government is also having a program on coffee to develop it, and who are those we are going to contact with. So if you have land, good and fine. If you don't have land, when it comes to arguing, but definitely nobody should be afraid of the market. It's a market we are going to we are going to develop. Now there are very few of us.
He's also a farmer.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, any other questions?
Sir, climatic factor affects it. Like someone cultivating it here and then someone cultivating it up north, where the rain pattern is different.
Yes.
How does it?
When you talk of, you are talking of the altitude, Abi?
Yes.
The highland. There is a particular variety that is suited to that particular environment. Like coffee arabica now. If you want to plant coffee arabica, go to the highland. But coffee robusta, that is the one you can plant.
So this one we handle today is robusta.
And this one you handle today
So
is
this
robusta.
one is designed for
low land, like.
You understand?
Yes.
It's different from the
one you can plant at the
like Obudu
Campus,
or maybe just.
or Mandela Plateau.
Yes.
Those are the three places you can plant them. You can plant it in here.
In planting it, let's say this crossover nut, which style is ideal to do the nursery considering our rainfall pattern?
Okay, this one you start earlier. It is better you start earlier than that of cocoa, because before it can sprout, it will take 6 weeks. Unlike cocoa that
Say
you
about
just
2 months.
So by 2 months, before you
2
can
months.
before you can confidently take it from the pre-nursery to inside this thing is 2 months. I think you understand now. So that is why you need to start this one. And if you want to meet up, to take it to the field by May or by May or June, that means you have to start this one around October, November. September, October, November. I think you understand now. Before it can sprout at all, it will take you 2 months.
So, sir,
Arabica and
the Arabica and the Robusta coffee. Which one is, can we say, is more?
The Arabic management, yeah. This one is easier because once we nest, we plan, you as soon as you are able to manage.
Because why I asked the question,
height,
I think we
the
experienced
red
that there were these buyers who wanted coffee.
Okay.
We were actually.
And he was asking for Arabica.
No, we were like, okay, we are into coffee. They were very specific. We don't just buy any kind of coffee.
No.
They told us the area that coffee should come from. But they only buy coffee from the Rumpi Hills.
From his own village.
No, that one is in Cameroon.
That which implies the highland coffee.
Highland coffee.
Okay.
Arabica. Very, very
Okay. That is Arabica.
That is why even some of us who are dealing, when you send the coffee, they have to authenticate the source of the coffee. That is why I say they will have to go and do a test to authenticate the source of the coffee.
But there is a fully established market for Robusta
and
Arabica globally. So if somebody is asking for, there are many people that still want this one.
Exactly.
Most of the Arabica, even most of the coffee will drink. It's just a blend, small Arabica, more Robusta. They blend it. That is when you go to another.
Those guys actually they were using it to make one rum like that. So they had this coffee rum.
That one is for specific purposes.
That's for specific purposes.
Not generic.
Sorry, I want to ask the nursery.
Yes.
Is there any in between where the manure comes from?
Manure is something like fertilizer.
Yes, so
Animal dung. Yes, you can mix. While coming to from the pre-nursery to the nursery, you can mix your soil.
You are potting your soil. You will have mixed your organic manure with the soil before potting it.
Do you understand? But you must have treated the manure very well. It's not the
not
that
the
you just
raw
go
manure.
and carry it one day.
Because it will kill the plant.
It will kill it. It must have been there for people must have been well cured before you can mix it with yourself.
Ideally, what we do in the field, if we want to do the potting material, most often we take like 3 parts of topsoil. Part of manure, as you said, compost manure, whether it's chicken manure or this thing. Then 1 part of sand or sawdust, because we want the root to be able to move freely, within the soil body. Within the soil body. So most often, for me, that is a combination.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good combination.
So I'm living in Adagom 3.
You said?
I'm living in Adagom 3 here.
Okay.
We have an issue about the climate. One day, our UNHCR representative told us that our environment is very specific. It's a little bit different by climate. That it is the Sudan something climate, something like that. I know there is a relationship between the survival of a plant, its productivity, and climate. So with us who are in this particular place that I call Adagom 3, if you have the idea truly that it has a different climate, what advice will you give us?
No, the only water. So if you can provide water regularly, no problem. Irrigation. I think you understand now. Irrigation is the answer. Once you know that, okay, where you are producing, where you are practicing your farming, there is no water there. The rainfall there is highly limited. Then you can provide irrigation.
Yes, aspect of climate, I will include humidity. At this time, they are highly dehydrated. Very low water in the atmosphere as well as on the air.
Yes.
So that is why I'm thinking. People think of how much you are investing as a farmer to produce, to raise something maybe like coffee or cocoa. Let me just take coffee. And then you need this irrigation with that poor humidity. There must be the result of production, will not really be valid.
Okay.
That's why I asked for that.
Sorry. It will increase the humidity.
Then, sir, there is a way you mitigate. There's a way you will mitigate the effects of climate change. There are different methods now that we sell out to farmers. When your seedlings are on the field and you are experiencing drought, all these bottled water that are wasting all around, you get the bottled water, you cut the top, then you make a hole or a tiny hole, then you dig the ground beside your seedling, you submerge the container there, you put the water. So that little hole, water will continuously be getting to the plant.
To the roots.
So as the water level is reducing from the plastic, you keep on topping it, and throughout the dry season, you will not experience any seedling failure.
A particular farm at the Oyo North. Even when I got to that farm, I was so surprised. When the owner of the farm told me that it's just 3 years, the cocoa farm. If you see the way it was fruiting at year 3, you'll be so surprised. What did he do? He looked for this plastic bucket. Though he really spent money anyway. He looked for plastic bucket. 2 plastic buckets per stand, per 3 stand. We put one at this side, put one at the other side. The side that is very close to the plant, he made a tiny hole. Then the other one, he made a tiny hole. Every week, he keeps on
putting water.
Come and see it. People determine the output. Yes. That's just it.
The problem we have in Nigeria is because we so much depend on rain-fed agriculture. There's no crop you plant in Nigeria at any point in time that will not do well. But in as much as you make provision for water. So if you are irrigating your plot, you can plant even maize, anything at any time of the year. But we, the farmers, we only rely on rain-fed agriculture. That's why we are always waiting for rainy season.
I think like that the government really needs.
That's why we are now telling farmers there are ways you do it yourself. If the government is not coming to your aid, there are all these plastic bottles that are wasting. You make use of it and you make your money.
People have to take as a community.
You improvise.
What about the
the nature of the soil? Like when you're taking it to the field, is it completely sandy loam? Or because you can see this one?
No.
That's the what he has told you. 3 parts of this organic manure, the ratio he has given you is what we use for.
And if you can't get it, if you can't know what plant to say, just go and look for a good topsoil. I think you understand. Go and look for a topsoil, then fill it up like this. By the time you are filling it up, let it be filled up like this. Because by the time you water it, the level will still go down. Please.